Hello everyone, Switchdown here. In this video, I want to talk about a very serious topic, abuse. I know that many of my fans and viewers may not have been going through any sort of abuse, but there are two different abuse that you can be going through, either physical abuse or mental abuse. But I would say I never been going through abuse myself, but there are across the world there can be many occurring very abusing relationships, either with any family or romantic relationships. There is something that I want to talk about and you may ask why suddenly I want to talk about this particular topic all times now. Well, it's brought to me by another friend of mine, but I won't mention the name or anything, but he had a friend which has who is in a relationship, and that his friend is a girl, and her boyfriend, he is both physically and mentally abusing her. You heard me right. He be using the both abusing on his own girlfriend. What crazy person would ever abuse his own particular partner? I mean, what is he thinking? And I know many of you wonders, what reason why hasn't she been leaving him or reporting him? Well, she tried for weeks to leave him, but that is for something that she can't do it. The reason is why that her boyfriend is threatening her by commit suicide in front of her, and that is not all. Even if she talked to his family about this, they will not support her at all. His own family is accusing her for stealing items from their home. And according to my friend, she has never done it. She had never been stealing from anyone ever before. And they have even now talked to the principals in the school. And both parties knows now about this abuse. Even her family knows about it, and his family. And you may ask, why did her family has been reporting him to the police? To be honest, I don't know. And even if I didn't ask her myself, she probably wouldn't want to give much details about it, because this is a very sensitive question. I know, if that was my friend, I would do anything to help her. If she was living with her boyfriend and that he was abusing her, and that her family still live in the same town but she lived with him, then they probably weren't good much as a good help, because according to much of the statements from many previous stories from I heard or had heard about, that many relationships were abusing partner, a boyfriend or girlfriend who has been abusing his partner, never often says leaving them, but always goes back. It's almost like it's suffering from Stockholm syndrome. I know. It is very heartbreaking to even hear about this kind of stories over online, or if it's your friends or any family member who has been according to this, but some in worse scenarios about abusing in a relationship can often lead to fatal injuries. Some in the relationships where you can cover up your bruises with your long sleeves, or just making an excuse, oh no, I fall off the stairs, or I just fell out of bed middle of the night. But some of these excuses may have been accepted by these friends or family, but if those occurred, if those bruises still continues appearing over a long period of time, people would get suspicious. What is really going on? Could it still be just some random accidents? Suddenly the parents in the family probably would say, no, that she's never been that clumsy or never so that careful. She's always been careful what she's been doing. But if they ask the boyfriend or the other, or at least the partner, saying, have you ever been seeing why she's covering up, washing herself from the same process? And he probably would say the same thing, because he probably have forced it. The partner has probably forced his other partner saying an excuse, telling her or him, tell them this, that you fell out the stairs, or you fell out the ladder, or you just fell on the bed, or slept in the shower. If you don't, I will kill you, or it's hurt you even worse. That is one of the things that could happen. But what would happen if my friend, from my quote to my friend, you may ask why suddenly they haven't called the police by himself? Well, I probably said he should do it, but at the same time he shouldn't. When you ask me, and you may ask why, here's the reason. You never do it, because it can only make the things even worse. If the police is called, before the police has even been called by the principals by this, that the police could have taken the boyfriend to the jail overnight, or for a longer period of time, and that his family would accuse his girlfriend and her family for making up lies, because he has never been abusing her, that she is making up stories about all of this. That is one of the most common things happen in a relationship, in abusing. So, but yeah, I can understand he is angry that his friend has been suffering from this abuse for so long time, especially for weeks when she's been trying to leave him. But luckily they don't live together, which is a great deal. If they did, the abuse probably only get worse. I have never been having a friend who has been suffering from any kind of abuse, not mentally or physically abuse. But I can say for sure it is not a good sign to see it. No. I can say, at least from one point of view, that, well, actually, I do know one person who has been suffering from some sort of mental abuse. And I won't tell exactly who, but it's someone I know, and she was not happy about her ex-boyfriend. He was never been a physical abusing, no. She just didn't call her name or anything sort of things, but she's over that. She put past on it. She left him, and now she is engaged with some other boyfriend, which is good. But abuse. Wow. What can we do about it? Well, there's so much we can do, but at the same time, it isn't we can't much do about it. Even if we want to be there for a friend or family member who has been suffering from a very long-term abuse. Like, for example, if you had your cousin, your brother, or your sister, or any family friend who has been suffering from this. Like, if you had a friend who been suffering from abuse or long term, she lived with a boyfriend and she had perhaps maybe a daughter or two daughters with him, and he is abusing her both physically and mentally, but he's never touched or any abuse of children, or just calling them names or saying that mother is stupid and some other things, and that she probably accepting after a long time, and that this is a normal for him to do. But you may ask, why wouldn't she just take the children and leave. That is the problem with abusing. If the abuse has gone so far, too far, a long time period of time, it only makes that she would accept the abusing and always go back to him, knowing that she has no other ways to go, no other place to go, even if she had family friends that she can go to or family, but often happens that the boyfriend makes her to be insulated from the rest of the community and even from friends and family. When the family always offers comes by for a visit, she tries to act as normal, there's nothing be wrong, and he acts is a gentleman, but after they leave, he's go back to his abusing moments again. I know. What can we do about this except stopping it? Well, there are few things that we can do if we have something bad happen. If you have a friend, family member, or anyone you know who is going through any sort of abuse, mentally or physical abuse, help them. Help them in all ways you can. Often maybe take them to a safe place where they can be, like a shelter for women in a harm relationship, or at least take them as far away as possible from the abusing boyfriend to or the abusing husband to some far away place that he doesn't even know where she can be found, like some distant relative that if you had a distant cousin or this uncle you can go to, or if you had another trustworthy friend you can stay that you can stay in. I know that there are so many types of things that you can do, but taking these actions in your own course is not the best way to do it. No. Because if you try to talk to this boyfriend or husband, at least talk to see why they suddenly did, but it doesn't even work that way. Sometimes the husband or the boyfriend will accuse anyone, any of the close friends or family, saying, "Where is she? Where is she? She had to come back home. I love her. I will never harm her. And I promise to be never her doing it again." And probably sometimes they believe it. But it's sometimes the abuse suddenly stop for a time, but then it goes back, but even worse. Sometimes the process, the interest can be much worse and can be from like just a bruises to a broken arm, a broken leg, or a black eye. Wow. I just don't even understand why people often goes back to this abusing relationships. But I know there are so many things we can try to do to stop abusing in any sort of relationship. My friend even joked he would call the police himself, and I joked to him. I say taking a shotgun, goes to his house and pointed at him and said, "You leave her alone, or I will shoot your butt." And of course, I would never do that, but still, I can feel his pain from his friend, what she is going through. I can't imagine how she has been suffering for so long. I know, I know. I never been going through myself or haven't had any other someone I know, but still, this is a topic worth to talk about. We all should spread the word. Stop abuse. No matter what happens, no matter what type, if there's a mentally or physical abuse, what happens if there's a physical abuse, it can sometimes lead to much worse outcome. And I mean, the person who has been abusing his partner or something, it can lead to death, that he kills her. And I know there is so many organizations worldwide who has been trying to stop this, but often the partner goes back to the abusing partner, thinking this is a normal life for her, that she will try to survive this own, but you all have to remember, abuse is nothing to play around with. It is nothing to be accepted. It is nothing to go back to this partner when you has been abused. When you have been abused, go. Leave. Leave as far as you can. And take shelter, either in an organization or reach out to a friend or family to hide. They help you. Even if your family is saying that if there's a family member you hide with and that that your friends or family member is married or have a boyfriend looking for her, he can't force her to go back home. She can't. Because if that happens, she probably end up even worse injured. What if that happens if he takes out his anger on the children? That is much worse. So I probably say find out, stop abuse in any way you can. I know you don't want to make these things worse. Try to stop abusing in any course that you can, but without making it worse. Help your friends, your family, anyone you can know. I mean, if you know someone has been going through abuse, but there is just one other thing also. There is some people who is going through abuse often keep that as a secret or hide it well from anyone. Someone who has been having bruises on their arms, just covering up, or having some sort of a pain in their backs or something, or has been end up in the hospital for a major, like if you sprained your ankle in the shower, so sort of things, by saying, "Oh, I just slipped in the shower," which most of the family members or friends would accept, which is very acceptable excuse, because that happens you can slip in the shower, you can sprain your ankle or something hit your head in the shower wall, but that is common accident. So many people think that is a random accident. So many don't take that as much as serious. But if the some injuries still occurs and even getting worse over a period of time, some people may get very suspicious why this suddenly happens. Because before this particular boyfriend or husband, nothing this happened before. Never noticed that so many injuries over so long period of time since after they met. But it doesn't have the reason, nothing necessary to mean the partner is abusing. It could happen that their daughter could have just happens to have some accident in home. Yes. But it doesn't mean that the particular person is being abused. But that doesn't need to be that. So if you have anyone has been suffering from abuse, both mentally or just physically, stand up for it. Help your friend or family member in any way you can. Keep them safe from the abusing husband or boyfriend. And that's all I can say in this video. So let me know it all. Switch W over and out.